It was 4 p.m. when she sat down to do her homework. One assignment, 2 pages, something she had done 100 times before, but she just sat there. She stared at the page. She picked up her pen. She put it back down. She told herself, okay, now, start now. Nothing happened. An hour passed, then 2, then 3. By the time her mother walked in at 7 p.m., she hadn't written a single word. Her mother didn't understand. Nobody did. They called her lazy, stubborn, dramatic. But here is what nobody knew. She wasn't choosing not to do it. She literally could not start. This is task paralysis. And if you have ADHD, there is a very good chance you know exactly how she felt. My cousin lived this story for years. She was bright. She was creative. Teachers liked her when she actually participated. But there was always this wall she couldn't get past. Assignments due tomorrow. She'd known about them for 2 weeks. She'd think about them constantly. The task was always there, sitting in the back of her mind, heavy and loud. But when it was actually time to sit down and do it, frozen. She tried everything she could think of. She made lists, she set timers, she moved to different rooms, she put her phone in another room, she tried studying at night in the morning on weekends. Nothing broke through that wall, and the worst part wasn't the missed deadlines or the failing grades, though those happened too. The worst part was what she believed about herself because of it. She thought she was broken, she thought she was weak, she thought everyone else found this easy and she was the only one who couldn't manage something as simple as starting her homework. She wasn't broken, she had ADHD, and what she was experiencing has a name. Task paralysis is exactly what it sounds like. Your brain becomes completely unable to begin or transition into a task even when you genuinely want to do it. This is not procrastination. Procrastination is choosing to delay something. Task paralysis is your brain physically refusing to start, no matter how much you want to, no matter how important the task is, no matter what the consequences are. People with ADHD experience task paralysis more severely and more frequently than anyone else, and it happens for very specific reasons that have nothing to do with laziness or attitude. There are usually 4 triggers that cause task paralysis in ADHD brains. Trigger 1. The task feels too big. When you look at a task and can't immediately see how to break it into steps, your brain refuses to begin. It sees a wall, not a door. Trigger 2. The task feels boring. ADHD brains need stimulation to function. A task that offers no excitement, no novelty, and no urgency gets rejected by the brain before you even consciously decide anything. Trigger 3. Fear of doing it wrong. Many people with ADHD also carry anxiety about imperfection. Starting the task means risking failure. So the brain decides not starting is safer. Trigger 4. Too many choices. When you have 10 things to do and don't know which to start first, the brain freezes entirely. Decision fatigue is extremely common in ADHD. Here is the science, and I promise to keep it simple. The part of your brain responsible for starting tasks, making decisions, and managing time is called the prefrontal cortex. In ADHD brains, this area is underactive, particularly when it comes to releasing dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical that signals to your brain, "This is worth doing, get started." In neurotypical brains, the simple idea of "I need to do this task" produces enough dopamine to get moving. In ADHD brains, that signal is barely a whisper, so your brain isn't being stubborn. It's not getting the chemical signal it needs to activate. This is also why people with ADHD can suddenly hyper-focus on things they find genuinely exciting. Those things produce a spike of dopamine and the brain lights up. But for tasks that are boring, unfamiliar, or overwhelming, the signal never comes and you stay frozen. Understanding this changes everything because it means getting unstuck is not about trying harder. It's about working with your brain's chemistry, not against it. Okay, let's talk about what you can actually do. These are not generic productivity tips. These are specifically designed for how ADHD brains work. Step 1. Body first, brain second. When you're frozen, don't try to think your way out of it. Move your body first. Stand up. Drink cold water. Do 10 jumping jacks. Walk to another room and back. Physical movement increases dopamine. Even 2 minutes of movement can break the freeze enough to start. Step 2, shrink the task to something ridiculous. Don't think I need to write this essay. Think I need to write one sentence, just one sentence. The goal is not to finish. The goal is to start. Once you start, ADHD hyperfocus often takes over. But even if it doesn't, one sentence is more than 0 sentences. Step 3, use a body double. A body double is simply another person being present while you work. They don't help you, they just exist near you. This could be a family member sitting in the same room, a study with me video on YouTube, or a virtual co-working session online. For reasons that are still being studied, ADHD brains activate more easily when another person is present. It's one of the most effective and underused tools available. Step 4, create artificial urgency. ADHD brains respond to urgency because urgency produces adrenaline, which mimics dopamine. Give yourself a mini deadline. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Tell yourself this task must start before the timer goes off. The ticking clock creates just enough pressure to activate your brain. Step 5, right before you do. Before touching the actual task, spend 2 minutes writing down every thought in your head. Everything. The task, your worries, distractions, random thoughts, all of it. This empties your mental RAM and gives your brain space to actually focus. My cousin spent years learning these strategies through trial and error, mostly error. And I kept thinking, what if someone had handed her something simple and practical on the day she needed it most? Not a YouTube video she had to search for, not a book she had to read, just a clear, step-by-step tool she could pick up on the worst days. That's exactly why I made the Unfreeze ADHD Task Paralysis Workbook. It walks you through everything we talked about today. It's not a complicated system, it's not a 30-day program. It's a simple printable worksheets for the days when your brain freezes and you need something to hold on to. The link is in the description below. It's designed for exactly the moments we talked about today. Task paralysis is not a character flaw. It is not laziness. It is not something you can willpower your way through. It is a very real, very documented experience that comes with having an ADHD brain, and you are not alone in it. If today's video helped you understand yourself, or someone you love a little bit better, please subscribe. We make videos like this every week, specifically for people whose brains work differently. And if you know someone who goes silent and frozen when they have something important to do, share this video with them. It might be exactly what they needed to hear. See you in the next one.